Hello friends, welcome to Plants, Crochet, Cooking and more. I hope you guys are doing well, and here I am with a very beautiful knitting pattern which requires stitches in the multiple of 6 plus 5, and it is a 6-row pattern. To make things easy, I have already cast 23 stitches and I have knitted a rib consisting of 4 rows, and I have cast 23 stitches, that is 6 into 3 18 plus 5, that is 23. So let's start off with the very first row. Now to begin the first row, what we do is the very first stitch we slip it out, that's the slip stitch. After that I am going to work 3 number of purl, 1 2 and 3. After that I am going to slip 3 stitches. Then again the repeat pattern starts, that is 3 number of purl, 1 2 and 3, and 3 stitches again I slip off. Again the repeat pattern, that is 3 number of purl, again I slip off 3 stitches. After that again 3 number of purl, again I slip 3 stitches. Now again I do 3 number of purl and I slip off 3 stitches, and then I work 3 number of purl, and the last stitch I turn the yarn and I do a knit. So our very first row is complete. Let us start off with the second row. Now again I slip 1 stitch. After that I turn the yarn and I am going to work 3 number of knit, 1 2 and 3. After that I am going to slip 3 stitches, 1 2 3. These are the same stitches that were slipped in the previous row. Again 3 number of knit, 1 2 and 3, and again 3 stitches are slipped off. So this is the sequence that is to be followed in the second row. This is a very beautiful pattern, trust me, and it is going to look wonderful in sweaters, ladies cardigan, babies cardigan, sweaters, everything. And I'm repeating it again, we need stitches in the multiple of 6 plus 5. So here I am working 3 number of knit and then I slip 3 stitches. Again 3 number of knit and then yarn forward, I do a purl, that's the edge stitch. So a second row comes to an end. Now this is how our pattern is looking now. Let us move on to the third row. For third row, what we do is the first stitch or the edge stitch is slipped out. After that we knit all across. See, so easy the pattern is. We just have to knit all across in the very third row. You can very well imagine how this pattern is appropriate for the beginners as well. The beginners can also use this pattern. It is so very easy, you won't believe. You have to stay till the end of the video to see how easy it is. So my third row comes to an end. That's it. Let's move on to the fourth row. For that, the edge stitch I slipped out. After that I am going to purl all across. See, this is also an example that this particular pattern is beginners friendly. Nothing much to remember. So we need to purl all across. This is the fourth row, and I told you earlier it is a 6-row pattern. The fourth row comes to an end. Now let's move on to the fifth row. We have to be very careful in this particular row. The first edge stitch is slipped out. After that I am doing 4 number of knit. That's the third, and this is the fourth one. After that what we need to do is, see, we have the loop out there. Below that we take a right needle and then we are just going to knit the stitch right above it. After that I am going to knit 5 number of stitches. 2 is already done. This is the third one, the fourth and the fifth. Again I need to pass my right needle from under the slipped loops. See, if we count the stitches under the loop, we are just above the loop, we have 3 stitches. So one stitch is knitted and the middle stitch we have to work on the middle one. So the right needle goes under the loop and then we work a simple knit. It looks a bit tough, but it is not at all tough. Now again 5 number of knit. 2, this is the third one, the fourth and the fifth. Now let us take our needle again under the 2 loops and work a knit and carefully release the stitch. Again 5 number of knit. This is all the repeat that is happening. 5 number of knit. My right needle goes under the loop and I work a knit carefully and release the loops. So 5 number of knit, 3, this is the fourth one and the fifth one. Again my right needle goes under the loop and carefully I have to knit that stitch and then release the stitches. Now again 1, 2, 3 and 4 knit. In the edges it's going to be 4 and the last edge stitch is also going to be a knit. So our fifth row comes to an end. Now let's move ahead to the sixth row. For the sixth row we slip 1 stitch out. After that we are just going to purl all across. So the sixth row is also equally easy. What you do is we just purl all across. So our sixth row comes to an end. With this our pattern too comes to an end. As I told you in the beginning of the video that this is a 6 row pattern. So our very first pattern has already formed. So that's it. And I have made a rib of 4 rows because I didn't want my pattern to roll upwards. Now I'm showing you again. I'm repeating from the very first row. So I slipped 1 stitch. After that I did 3 number of purl and then I slipped 3 stitches. Again 3 number of purl. This is the very first row. Then again I slip 3 stitches. Done. Then again 3 number of purl. So this is the sequence. After that again 3 number of stitches are slipped off and then 3 number of purl. Now again 1 and 3 stitches slipped out and then 3 number of purl. 1, 2 and 3. Now 3 stitches again slipped off the left needle. Now what I do is I purl 3 stitches and then yarn backwards and the final edge stitch is a knit. So our very first row comes to an end. This is the starting of the second set of pattern. Moving on to the second row, I slipped 1 stitch out. After that I am going to work 3 number of knit, already done, and then the slipped stitch of the previous row is again slipped out. And then again 3 number of knit, 1, 2 and 3. Again the 3 stitches are slipped off the needle. Now again 3 number of knit, 1, 2 and 3. Again 3 number of stitches are slipped out of the needle, left needle. This transferred to the right needle. Then again 3 number of knit. So this is the sequence that is to be followed till the end of the row. Now 3 number of knit, 2, this is the third stitch. Now again 3 stitches are slipped and then again 1, 2 and 3 knit. Now yarn forward, and the last edge stitch is going to be a purl. So a second row comes to an end. Let's move on to the third row. I slipped the edge stitch. After that I am going to knit all across till the very last stitch. So the third row is just going to be a knit all across. So here we are close to the end of the third row. So the third row is done. Let's move ahead to the fourth row. For the fourth row, what I do is I am going to slip the edge stitch, and then I am going to purl all across. This is the fourth row of the pattern, and we just need to purl all across. This is a 6th row pattern, and this pattern requires stitches in the multiple of 6 plus 5. That is the reason I have taken 23 stitches in this particular pattern, where I am showing you how it is to be worked. So the fourth row is going to be just purl, and here I am finishing my fourth row. Let's move ahead to the fifth row. The first stitch is slipped out. After that I am going to work 4 number of knit. That's the third and the fourth. Now the right needle goes under the slipped loops, and then I am going to work a knit in the stitch above it, and then carefully release the loops. After that I am going to work 5 number of knit. That's the third, fourth and the fifth. Now again the right needle goes under the loop, and then I am going to knit 1 stitch, and then carefully release the loops. Then again 5 number of knit as the sequence, 5 number of knit. After that the right needle goes under the loop, yes, and then we work a knit. See how easy the pattern is, yet the pattern is very, very beautiful. And just looking at the pattern, we cannot even guess that this particular pattern is so easy to work. So our fifth row is about to come to an end. Working on my final loop. Now the last 4 stitches is going to be a knit, and the final edge stitch is also going to be a knit. So here, quite close to the end of the fifth row, edge stitch is going to be a knit. So the fifth row comes to an end. See, the pattern is looking so beautiful, and I wish to use this pattern for my future project as well. Now let's move on to the sixth row. For the sixth row, we slip the first stitch. After that I am going to purl all across. So the sixth row is the final row for the pattern. As I told you earlier, it is a 6 row pattern, and for the sixth row we just need to purl across till the end of the row. Even the edge stitch is going to be a purl. Our sixth row comes to an end. So the second set of pattern is also complete. See how nice the pattern is looking. I am really loving the pattern, and the more you knit, the more prominent it's going to look. Thank you, my dear friends, for staying till the end. If you have liked the video, do give a thumbs up, do share it with your friends and family members, and if you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing. I'm sure you're going to love our channel, and as I always say, keep smiling, be happy, and keep watching Plants crochet, cooking and more. So it is bye bye from all of us here. Bye bye.